Honestly, I kind of do expect the Cassante, just give Broken Blade the Cassante, or some sort of tank up there. That's the direction G2 have been drafting, is just keep Broken Blade on a bunch of, you know, these frontline big beefy tanks, and they're going to keep it up.
I'm a bit worried, though, for the lack of damage.
In this lane as well, there's a little bit of a dangerous timer. That's why Canyon is hovering here on the control ward.
Yep. Making sure that he's there for a counter gank-based spot. Skewmond out as Canyon looking to move in, but Ruler is already in so much trouble. First blood to Hans Sama! And yesterday he was certainly the
I would say the next possible repeat kill could be on Seraphine on bottom. What?
Well, speaking of which, yeah, Duro just caught in rotation. Really nice quick stop pull out of Skewmond.
Like no flash on squishy targets, and then still having kill buttons on Pantheon, right? And I was thinking about Pantheon's flash, but Pantheon's ultimate also, and so just right into the river there. Labrov sets up another one, and they're just chaining these the summoners on bottom lane here. G2 just destroying the was, but right after burning flashes in bottom lane, then getting yourself in dangerous territory. Ash Arrow.
Arrow going to connect there. Let's see whether Trophy does have enough damage here. The Justice Punch comes through, and there's the Colossal Smash. And Gen.G are on the board. Duro is going to be punished for it, though, as Hans Sama takes him down with some bullet time.
He might not be there.
Well, Trophy does not quite find a taunt there, and another hook from Labrov is fantastic. They could be able to take the Gargoyle down, and in fact, they absolutely will, as Caps manages to get that last hit before the heroic
everywhere. They're going to grab another objective.
Double Dragon.
And the Galio death meant that the bot side of the Rift as well was very scared. They had to back away. That support with the jungler on the top side of the map as well. They have to go back to base.
A little closer than he can threaten Galio ult, but sounds just going to teleport now.
Yep, they're teleporting in. Let's see whether Canyon can get on towards this Rift Herald, as I don't think it's going to happen, as it is going to be secured there by Skewmond. Now Broken Blade gets into that front line, but he's taking a lot of damage. Knockout from the Q only connects onto Canyon. He's not too worried about it with that Crescent Guard running as Keen gets into that backline, but doesn't have the dominance, and there is the bullet time, but it's eaten by Chovy's heroic exit. Just escapes the situation as Canyon looking to try and escape on the other side. It is still a win for G2, and we'll see whether they can take down Canyon as well.
He's chasing, but I think Canyon should be able to walk his way out of this one. He's got his tier 2 boots as well.
Yeah, tier 2 versus just the brown bags or the free ones.
They're going to trap him. Teleport here.
All right, Caps should be able to make his way forward. Just needs an auto, and in fact doesn't need anything at all. Going to be able to lock down that kill onto the jungler.
Right on G2's side as the ulti's chuck top lane.
Yeah, Grand Starfall is going to come on through here as Chovy does have to flash, but I don't think it's going to save him as the Aegis comes out, and Caps is going to lock down a killing spree.
Game from Skewmond himself as well, and with Pantheon, it's very easy to keep up the pace. When they start to get these outer towers down for G2, they're the ones that can now continue to press.
Has not got TP. This is a numbers advantage. Galio has the ulti to arrive.
Broken Blade has ulti too. Broken Blade can sign ult down this river.
Let's see whether they can actually utilize it as Broken Blade, as you can see, just off to the side, but they're not going to go for it. Arrow is going to go wide.
Chovy matching him, even though he was dead, had the ultimate to arrive in time. But also, G2 saying, do we need to force a 4v5 when we can just save our stuff for a play like this?
Well, that is going to be Keen taken down once again. Caps is just picking up kill after
It's all good. But they'll get a kill, they'll get a tower. Hans did lose his flash in mid lane, which could really hurt him as we get later into the game. But
Ruler.
Yeah, Ruler is very, very
He's very hurt.
Oh, actually able to barrier that last little bit of damage. As now the Encore comes forward, the double charm is fantastic. Underneath that turret there as well as Labrov trying to get his way out. Canyon really wants to punish that positioning, as Wind Becomes Lightning is not enough to do anything at all, and G2 managed to walk it away from this dragon that's spawning in 1 second's time. There it is. Second mountain to come on through as now Keen deals with this outer turret on the top side of the map. Finally, Gen.G are on the board as far as that is concerned, but it looks like Soul Point should be going over to G2 without a contest.
Yeah, you don't want to fight this at Gen.G. You're so far behind right now that just try and get some gold in trade for a dragon. Singular dragons are not that big of a power boost, but pushing lane early, go for the 3 camp attempted gank, you know, get the flash. Wait a second.
Arrow going to connect there as there's the Encore. Gen.G do not want to waste anything here. Making sure that they need arrows into it. Labrov making his way over. And Skewmond off towards the back of the pit, but it looks like they might just be rushing this one down. Can the steal actually come on through? Skewmond waiting to get on in there, flashes forward. Who's going to get the smite? It is going to go to G2! As Canyon with that Crescent Guard just desperately trying to stay alive. But Broken Blade gets into the back line. Justice Punch is decent there from Chovy as well, trying to hold him in position as he goes golden at the same time. Gen.G still kind of alive in the fight, and Cap says no, they are not alive in this fight. Atlas down they will go as he wipes out the bottom lane. The Grand Star falls there as well. And G2 may have just stamped this game in game number 1.
They don't lose a single champion in their efforts to take the Baron and take down Gen.G.
Excellent discipline, excellent execution. G2 are living up to the potential that this organization believed in. Here in game 1, an over 7k gold lead. They're going to secure the soul, and they are dominating Gen.G.
The discipline from G2 here. You know, it's Gen.G that felt like they were boxed into a corner, and so they try and get a miracle Baron play for themselves. But G2, nice response, and Skewmond hits the Q plus smite, I believe. I'm going to have to look at the replay for the combo of damage.
More fast and loose in that series. This is certainly some by-the-book League of Legends, as Labrov able to just get his way out, and they are just playing smoke and mirrors. They're not giving Gen.G any opportunity to get into any of these fights, and it's something that we've seen Gen.G do all year long. It's why they're frustrating for a lot of teams to deal with. But instead, G2 just delivering a bit of their own medicine, as Gen.G losing all of their inhibitors at the same time. Top just going to go down in the bottom lane, the last one to fall, as the hook is going to connect there onto Keen. Not exactly the optimal target there, as Canyon might also be taken down, but there are all 3 inhibitors lying on the floor. It's only a matter of time before G2 are able to take down these Nexus turrets, as Canyon realizes that. He goes in, but Skewmond is so tanky, man.
Caps working his way towards the Nexus towers. Both will fall. G2 doing this tutorial style, not giving Gen.G anything left in their base. The minions, I mean, the Baron buff is worn off, but they don't need it anymore as the hook connects.
Yeah, another hook is fantastic there out of Labrov, as Canyon just realizes that he has to go in. Ruler trying to dance around the battlefield, but it does not work. Even Skewmond survives. How did that even happen? As Caps is just dashing, flashing onto the fountain to try and get the last kill, and finally, G2 are going to take down the Nexus. What a statement here from the European first seed as they go up 1-0 in this. What about the Silas angle, and he steals away the final hour?
I think G2 just pick a poke comp. The reason why I prefer Victor here is just because, like, so Vayne is short range, Sivir is short range, Ahri has pick potential with the Vi, but Victor makes it much harder to get picked on because of the gravity field. Immediately apply that passive, and in teamfights especially, that's where it can get very scary for the Alistar. We'll have the Unbreakable, of course. Ultimate providing a lot of assistance, but Duro set his sights onto Hans.
Yeah, he's going in, doesn't find the Pulverize though, unfortunately, as Ruler has to deal with the door out of Labrov, and Duro is just dead. First blood going over to Hans.
Duro back to base here.
It's slow though, the wave isn't dying super quickly. They need to get here quick. Here comes Vi as well.
Yeah, Ruler, let's see whether he can actually survive this one. I don't think he's going to be able to. Gets a shield. And the last tick is enough to do it. Labrov locks down the second one for G2. Beautifully done,
Tension
Kobe.
now.
Love the response from Canyon though. I think he's doing exactly the right thing. He sees that the bot lane dive is happening, but he knows that G2 have to recall. So there's a perfect...
Get the Unbreakable Will out of Duro. And so that is a big cooldown. Still Canyon on these grubs, like you were saying, Kobe. Not going to be able to stop him from doing that.
Problem is, if he finishes the 3rd grub, they're going to know Vi is top for sure. They might have actually had vision and seen him go no matter what. Don't over-invest and kind of panic with all the stuff that G2 are getting on the bomb side.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of panicking. It's moving to a 2,000 gold lead. It's kind of gigantic. The advantage is all out here from Broken Blade, trying to take down Keen. The final hour does come down, as there's the exhaust we were talking about before. Does have to invest a lot.
Gen.G are like, hey, is there anything around red buff? There is.
Well,
There's something.
a cease and desist, and Chovy and Canyon demonstrate the Vi Ahri problem.
Yeah, I mean, nice. But yeah, against Rod of Ages in the early game, she just doesn't really have the damage to 100 to 0 you. So Caps feeling pretty safe, not forced to use the flash there.
No. And Canyon was able to like get, wait a second.
Broken Blade could be in a little bit of trouble here, as can eat some of the CC, but not all of it. And Alistar does have a fair bit. Canyon comes down as well. Cease and desist. Man, they are really throwing the kitchen sink at him. But that flash was so good. Canyon will be able to get over that wall to take him down, but it costs him a flash and probably this mid lane outer turret as well. G2 on the cross map looking real good.
Yeah, cross map is beautiful. They may even get a second tower.
Yeah, top lane as well.
Caps continues to push in. That bot tower going to be chipped away at from the side of Gen.G. The Herald's going to be sent up towards the top lane. I think Skewmond's more interested in the camps. I'm not going to... Oh, wait.
In a mountain rift as well, being able to get through that wall. Obviously, does just move him towards the enemy Krug camp, as G2 Caps will be able to take down this outer turret. There it is. Shelly gets involved, and the Mountain Dragon should go over to Gen.G, the first of the game.
2 games in a row, though. G2 hold on to another game goal lead.
And it's actually really good use of the Rift Rail because it can reset and get a new charge when they kill the other one. And so he still gets a charge on the secondary turret and gets more turret plate value. So that Gen.G are actually still well positioned to pull G2 across the map.
Ooh, they're going to dive on top of Labrov here as well, who is rotating down to try and protect this mid lane. He should be going down, although stands beside Skewmon here, gets into that front lane. Now the teleport in from Broken Blade will be interrupted there by Canyon, but not for long. It's Keen is going to get taken out first. Labrov still amongst it as they take down the cow. G2 cannot be stopped in this.
Well, they do have a lot of 80 carries on the MVT.
I know, right? It's just like armor boots of the way that Keen forced to flash.
Yeah, final hour does come down there as well as he is on the gravity well. The Arcane Storm comes down, and I don't think he's going to be able to survive this one. The AoE damage just a little bit too much. Broken Blade might be punished for it as Nevermind just limps out of the way and is even thinking about coming back for more as Duro now possibly in trouble as Caps. A lot of damage available to himself as well as Canyon just nowhere that he can go as the flash through from Skewmon should be the end of him as Hansama finishes it off. And in the meantime, the cow is also dead. G2 are just destroying them.
They're stopping. Whoa. They just found 3 picks. They take out the Vayne, they take out the Alistar, they take out Canyon's Vi as well. Now they set the sights on Ruler, but Lambitious, the Baron, is now an option.
About that one, it is 22 minutes. The Baron is pretty scary as Ruler realizes that he has to make something happen. Keen comes down as well as Chovy taking matters into his own hands, finds the charm onto Broken Blade as Keen trying to dash around this fight, but there is the Baron going down and Gen.G just it looks like he should be able to. Grim Deliverance is available as well. He can definitely get into the back of this pit. Let's see whether he uses a headbutt from Duro to make sure that this Drake does go over to Gen.G. And I think Canyon is just going to sacrifice himself to try and get themselves the dragon and get out. But I don't think this as well at 24 minutes is absolutely nothing to scoff at. And their composition scales gorgeously into later on into the game regardless of anything else. So G2 certainly having Gen.G on the ropes at this point in time. And last game I was very happy to talk about, oh, but Gen.G can always team fight later on. It's just not looking like this is the Gen.G that we're dealing with here today. They are looking scared. They are looking ruffled into G2 here. As that is a cleanse to come on out here. Gen.G still trying to look for a little bit of a punish. Duro in that front line will be able to stun up Broken Blade. Silver Bolt's coming on down as Chovy diving on in there, finds the charm onto the Cassante. A decent pulverize onto 2, but Broken Blade just flashes his way out. A lot of damage here from Caps as well, but he's very low on mana. There's the all-out to make sure that Keen is just destroyed in this battle, and Gen.G just did not have enough to take down G2. It's a double for Hansama as he's untouched on the Varus. Gen.G tried, it just wasn't enough.
G2 just stomped them down again. I mean, I for one am ready to welcome our new European overlords, Atlas. Holy moly.
They're not new ones, they've just taken a bit of a hiatus for a few years, right?
Oh, they are back, baby. G2 are looking like they want to finish game 2.
First inhibitor turret going to be going down there towards the bottom side of the map as Canyon wants to stop this mid lane turret from falling, but it doesn't look like he has too many options. G2 not going to be winning the game right now. With Chovy trying to find that angle, and it just did not work. The Armguard, a beautiful purchase. And they're going to turn that into this inhibitor turret falling down. They'll take 2 inhibitors off the map. And Gen.G just not a lot of options here in this game as Canyon wanted to find a cease and desist, but he's going to take the kitchen sink for it. He'll be taken down. Caps is now on a rampage as a charm will connect, but so many of these charms have been onto Labrov, who just shows him the door.
Yep, Canyon will cease to exist on Summoner's Rift after that one, and G2 can continue to push the front line again. Broken Blade and Labrov, Cassante and Braum just doing so much work for G2, and Vedius, you're at the precipice of going 2 games up versus Gen.G here as they finish up with the base.
Yeah, that is going to be the last inhibitor turret. Yeah, and we were saying before that it was the first time the LEC had beaten the LCK like 4 times in a row. Immediately they break the record, looking for 5 in a row. And it's game, or 92-minute game. Achilles keeps telling me and I keep getting it wrong. All right, Chovy looking for a bit of an angle. Skewmon, my goodness, taking so much damage here. Does need to invest everything to try and escape. And the Grim Deliverance is fantastic. Skewmon's just being a menace. He will respawn as well. And unfortunately, Canyon does not have the same luxury Losing their jungler here is Gen.G. Now 4 versus 5 trying to defend their base, or what's left of their base.
They still have a little bit left of the Baron, and they're going to use this to try and end the game. Duro.
Yeah, there's a nice pulverize here from Duro, but I don't think the Unbreakable Will is quite going to be enough there as Labrov going down so incredibly low, but is going to survive in the end. Chovy looking for an angle, but Keen is going to go down. The headbutt doesn't even do anything. It's the first Nexus turret. It will fall. Ruler has to try and flash away, and he's going to be able to do so, but they're just going to rush the Nexus, and G2 have match point and are looking to clean sweep Gen.G.
I'm trying to think of like what other things you can pick into a Zia, like with Ryze gone. Oh no, he slams it!
He just did it!
He actually slams it! I didn't think that it would make sense in the context of the comp. But the thing is, right, the thing that when you have to think about Akali is how much CC does the other
all around the world is, barrier going to need to be used there from Ruler.
Oh, hell
now
no.
Canyon in a bit of trouble here. Level 5 to level 6. The Cataclysm does come out, gets the flash, and Canyon just has to get out of there.
That is so classic Canyon.
Oh, yeah, the flash forward in first blood to Caps!
I thought so. I mean, Caps, he saw it. He was pushing it. He was like, there's no way this man is getting away completely. Codex, getting that extra bit of haste as well. And now you should feel, oh my god, perfect. Going to be secured. Personally, a big fan of the Gunblade, but I understand having that extra mobility in the earlier spike is also something I like to see. Ulti?
Yeah, Keen does get into his mist, but everyone else is able to pile in there as well. The Needlework trying to keep him alive. Can he find the snip as Caps comes over, and he's going to help lock down this Gwen. Caps moving over first. Chovy going to have to come in a little bit late. Does have the Emperor's Divide and his flash up and available. Caps does have the ulti as well, as there's the flash Pop Blossom. They find the public execution. Labrov goes down before anything can happen, but they immediately trade it for Duro. Emperor's Divide's good this time, but Caps does close the distance once again with another perfect execution. Still, the Drake will go over. It's a 1-for-1. Himself and not Ruler that was caught out. Does throw down the snare, but that does stop the Jarvan from doing too much. We'll find him once again as Duro taking a lot of damage. Cataclysm comes down, holds him down with the Pop Blossom, but I have a feeling he's still dead. There it is. Last auto attack is going to do it. And now with Labrov, so much shield for Skumond here is now Chovy in trouble as Broken Blade just kills him. What was that? How did that happen?
Giving him a health advantage and winning out the fight. That would be my assumption, but G2 with a massive swinging gold, getting the Herald as well. I mean, they've just taken firm control over Game 3.
Yeah, another game where it looks like Gen.G, the colossal underdogs here versus
making fun of them.
It's crazy. This is crazy to watch, Medius.
Like, this is what Gen.G does to teams. This is not what G2 does to them. I mean, this is up against HLE. Reality hit us hard, right? So the fact that we met Gen.G now in the semifinals, everyone's expectation naturally shifts to.
Didn't even give the respect to Broken Blade. Who can just Broken Blade can just dump on them too. Like, it's crazy. He gets Dusk and Dawn completed Medius. The burst image is
later. Right now, let's just live in the highlights.
Yeah. Crossing bridges when we come to them. That's what we want to be doing here today.
That's the third out of town.
Options as far as escape from Pop Blossoms here are concerned, as Keen fighting against Caps does have to skip out of the way there. And Caps is still just as deadly as ever. Ruler underneath this turret. And we'll be able to clear out the wave at least. Keen gets hit by the Flagon Dragon. Will just be executed here. Caps finds it with the Shuriken backflip and will just finish off this turret as well.
Just destroying them. I mean, Skumond, perfect position in the fog.
To be ready to go for a team fight into this G2 composition, which even in a 5v5 is going to look absolutely amazing. So there is your priceless moment of maybe not immune to a 3-0 by G2.
So I'm used to these feelings and these stomps where it's kind of like
for G2 so insanely well throughout their run. And Skumond's actually going to maybe go for a fight.
Yeah, finds a knock-up onto Canyon, who immediately has to start flash away. The Cataclysm's gigantic. Pop Blossom is decent this time around, though, and Ruler is free hitting still. They lose their Nico. They do get onto the Cogmore, though, and manage to take him down, but it's a double for Caps. He is just obliterating Gen.G right now, as King will finally turn up and look to try and take down Broken Blade, but they're out of there if they want to be, as maybe they're going to look to turn it. There is the taunt onto King. The flash wants to take down Caps, but it just doesn't work. Into the mist he goes. Snip, snip, goes the Gwen, but still they're trying to hold him at arm's length. Another taunt, another snip, and a polymorph from Labrov. Keen will be able to survive as Skumond making his way back once again, and Keen, I don't think he can do this by himself. The Shuriken backflip comes through, and yes, he is just going to have to try and escape, and I don't think this Jarvan is going to let him. Skumond will shut down.
For how long?
Yeah, exactly. If he tries to defend this, I imagine probably just going to be falling down And so, with Canyon not here, that is very easy smite, and down will go the Baron one.
But it is G2 that is, I mean, defying expectations and is absolutely slaughtering Gen.G in this first stand semifinal.
Let's see whether Skumond is going to be able to lock them down once again. Down to 50% health, but just walks his way out. And Gen.G just trying their very best to stop this boat from leaking. It is certainly going the way of the Titanic right now, as the inner turret will be taken. And G2 with this executed, it didn't matter. They have enough backup damage. And Canyon dancing around with Skumond here momentarily, but they do need to do what they can to try and stop these turrets from just exploding on them. And there it is. On the bottom side of the map, I mean, the 4-1 is just not something that Gen.G can contend with. Saw Keen there. I was talking about this guy's Gwen as being the most terrifying thing that he could have gone with. When I saw it locked in, I was afraid for G2 as Canyon misses the ulti. Broken Blade does the walk strategy and gets him out of the way. And as that happens, G2 take down the top inhibitor turret as well. I mean, this is just so much pressure, and Gen.G looks like they have absolutely no idea how to deal with it.
Yeah, they've been completely dismantled. EU hopium. It's actually just...
it is off the charts right now.
I mean, it's pretty justified in this one as well. That's all right. Let's see whether Gen.G can find themselves a miracle as Caps. Great flank angle for the teleport, and Broken Blade just waiting off to the side. Once again, that stands United into a good position. There is a flash forward from Duro. The Emperor's Divide comes down as well as Caps dancing in his shroud, and Chovy so close to dead and will be wiped out. Gen.G will all follow soon, and G2 do not need an Elder Dragon to take down the LCK first seed. They are going to march up the bottom lane and complete back-to-back 3-0 victories over the LCK to get a date in the final.
It has been 2,323 days since G2 has made it to an international final, but finally they will return to that stage as they slaughter Gen.G.
Where did Gen.G go this tournament?
Home.
Wow, yeah, I guess that's
where they're
maybe
going now.
Maybe they just went home a little bit earlier than they needed to.
The thing for me is, like, I was expecting it to be hard fought. I was expecting it to be if they were going to make it happen, it was going to be a bloodbath, but it wasn't a convincing 3-0.
All right, I'm going to have to stop you there, Vedius, because we need to throw it over to the Prophet Law.
Can I talk my shit again, guys? What is this? 3-0! 3-0 against Gen.G. 3-0 against the favorites of the tournament. 3-0 against a team that no one had the answer against so far. What the hell happened, guys?
This feels like a dream. It really does. And I haven't woken up just yet, Lox.
I don't think Gen.G woke up yet.
Yeah, they were missing one thing on the checklist here. Obviously, they didn't show up.
They didn't wake up.
They didn't wake up.
But G2, I mean, the level of play, the consistency, to get a 3-0, we've seen big upsets, but a 3-0 is so decisive, such a statement.
Come on, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
And like, I'll just keep spitting, because like, for this to happen, for this level of a dominance in this series to happen, it's a team-wide effort.
Yeah.
Caps his best series so far of the tournament. And you look towards bot lane, Hansama and Lebrov, especially a king. Like, Broken Blade looked great. He had to endure the Vayne top as a Cassante. And he made it happen. This team, get out of the way, brother. Let's see that difference. The gold looked amazing for this team. G2 looked like a different brand. Looked like 2019 again.
Absolute cinema. This is what peak euphoria is about, and it comes from G2 once again. I want to ask you guys, though, Ox especially, what the hell happened to Gen.G today? What was this? What was this? Okay, you're speechless, like the team.
I don't
it's
have
fine.
an answer.
We'll take it. Don't have an answer. You know what I have the answer to?
What?
The fact that your prediction sucks, guys. Prediction, can we pull my prediction again? Please,
let's turn
what
away.
I said
Let's
at the
turn
beginning
away.
of
We
the
don't need
day.
to see this. We don't
because
need to see
no
this.
one believed in me, and I had it right. Anything, yeah, don't even look at it, guys. I would even leave the stage if I were you.
Hey, we got the score right.
Actually, you know what, producers? It's on them. It's their fault. I said G2. The logo was just put in incorrectly.
Yeah. No flippity floppy this time,
I think I was
Raz.
just
I'm
wrong
not
the
going to
entire
allow
time.
it.
But honestly, this is just, it's one of those moments where you just have to sit down and just celebrate the moment. It's a ridiculous moment. And the tournament goes by so quickly. So like, this was just like, we didn't even have a chance to celebrate the Fear X success. Like, they beat Fear X. And then the next day,
They smashed them.
Yeah, destroyed them. And the next day, they elbow dropped the next opponent there.
Estou aqui com o Caps da G2. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Para vocês saberem de toda essa história, a última vez que a G2 ganhou uma MD5 foi lá em 2020. E o único cara que estava nesse elenco aqui era o Caps. Então, poxa, eu quero saber como é que ele está se sentindo depois de quase 6 anos ganhar dos caras de novo, né? So, the last time you guys beat Gen.G in a BO5 was back in 2020. And you're
been a
the
while.
only guy from that roster that is still here. So what does it feel like to knocking them again?
I mean, it feels great. I think both last 2 days have just been amazing. We finally showing up on stage. I think we had some tough moments before, but it means that like all the lessons we got from last Worlds, all the times they beat us at MSI, like we're actually learning from it and we are improving and we're finally showing it as well.
Ele falou que nos últimos dias foi maravilhoso, né? Nos últimos 2 dias aqui foi maravilhoso, que ele aprendeu muito dessas outras vezes que eles se enfrentaram e que agora finalmente eles levaram essa. But you guys had a rough time in the LEC, and you came here. You won from Gen.G and also from FearX. So what did you guys change? I mean, how did you prepare to show up like this here?
I mean, I think it's definitely all the small moments, you know. I think the team fights, the how we play before, in between drakes, like just all our team play, because I think our team play was lagging compared to the LPL and LCK. And I think against BLG, it was a big shame because we didn't show all the things that we've been working on in the LEC. But I'm just super happy that we got to actually show it these last 2 days. And especially with the Casey making finals last year in the first stand, we also want to make the finals, you know.
Eu perguntei para ele, gente, sobre... Pô, eles não tiveram, principalmente na fase regular, eles não tiveram um momento tão bom na LEC, né? Então, como é que é estar aqui? Como é que eles se prepararam para isso? Ele falou que, principalmente nas lutas, estar junto em equipe também, fez toda a diferença para eles conseguirem bater os caras, não só a FearX, como a GenG também. E que, lembrando que no ano passado foi algo que ele citou também, que a Carmine estava nessa final também, né? Então agora eu quero saber quem ele acha que ele vai enfrentar nessa final. So who do you think you're facing tomorrow? BLG or JDG?
I mean, I think we will face BLG. They won the LPL final, and I think they were very strong when they played us last time. And it would be awesome to get some revenge against them.
Ele falou que acha que vai dar a BLG aqui, que eles têm uma teamfight muito forte. Ele acha que vai enfrentar a BLG. Thank you so much. Once again, congratulations. É isso, gente. Estamos vendo a história aqui. Teremos G2 nessa final.